At first, he didn't even want to do it. People had been pushing him for nearly 2 years to go on stage again, and he kept resisting, thinking that if there were 22,000 people watching, maybe he could slip in some new songs, evolve a little, move forward. But when the night finally came, they played only the old hits and the crowd just stared back at them, silent and unmoved, turning what should have been a triumph into one of the strangest moments of his life. And 6 months later, in 1985, Rick Nelson was dead in a plane crash, leaving behind a story far more complicated than anyone imagined. At the time, the public believed he died broke, crushed by $1 million divorce, drowning in debt, with 4 children about to inherit nothing but unpaid bills, until his brother David uncovered a hidden will and lawyers stumbled onto a truth that shocked everyone. For decades, record companies had quietly siphoned off millions, and what followed would eventually turn Rick's children into millionaires through settlements so large even the judge struggled to believe them, though one son would walk away with nothing for a reason that still stuns people. Rick Nelson was born on May 8, 1940, into a life already bathed in fame, with a big band leader father and an actress mother, growing up not in playgrounds but studios, where family dinners became rehearsals and vacations turned into scripts, and by 8 years old he was acting on the family's radio show while other kids rode bikes, becoming a household name before he ever had a chance to be a child. Fame cost him birthday parties, school sports, and privacy, replacing them with responsibility and performance, all while he battled severe asthma that kept him indoors, lonely, and observant, shaping the quiet intensity audiences later adored. When the family moved to Los Angeles, their home became a symbol of American television, but inside it functioned like a business, with scripts, rehearsals, and a father who ran everything with iron control, blurring the line between real life and performance until Rick's identity was inseparable from the show itself. By 17, he ignited teenage hysteria with his first TV performance, selling over 1 million records almost overnight, opening the door to wild parties, fast cars, secret romances, and rebellion that clashed with his parents' carefully managed image, especially as his father held tight control over his money, giving him allowances while Rick generated massive income. His music career exploded, breaking records, topping charts, and making him one of the most profitable teen idols in history, while his father strategically turned television into a promotional machine, embedding new songs into weekly episodes watched by millions, creating hits that dominated radio and cemented Rick's place in history. But as success grew, so did frustration, especially with musicians who dismissed rock and roll, pushing Rick to build his own band at great personal cost, just as the British invasion arrived and rewrote the rules of fame, knocking him off the pedestal he once dominated. Around the same time, Rick entered a relationship that would unravel his life, marrying Chris Harmon in a rushed wedding driven by pressure rather than love, tying him to a lifestyle of endless spending just as his career momentum slowed, leading to years of financial strain, emotional distance, and mounting resentment. Movies, tours, and reinvention attempts failed to stabilize him, and by the 1970s, his fame had shrunk, his debts ballooned, and his marriage collapsed into bitter accusations, lockouts, and humiliation, ending in a divorce that cost over $1 million and left him touring relentlessly just to survive. Desperate to keep working but terrified of flying commercially, Rick bought an old DC-3 plane riddled with mechanical problems, ignoring warnings from his band and crew because he needed the money too badly to cancel shows, and on December 31, 1985, that decision killed him when smoke filled the cockpit and the plane crashed in Texas, killing everyone aboard except the pilots. At just 45 years old, Rick left behind grief, chaos, and a financial mess that looked hopeless, with debts outweighing assets and legal battles erupting from every direction, including claims from his ex-wife, his fiancée's family, creditors, and the mother of a 5th child he had denied and excluded from his will. But buried beneath the wreckage was Rick's true fortune, his music catalog, quietly generating wealth while record labels used outdated accounting tricks to underpay his estate. Years later, his children fought back, suing major labels for fraud, uncovering hidden royalties, and forcing landmark settlements that reshape how artist estates were paid, finally transforming a man once believed to have died broke into a legacy worth millions, proving that Rick Nelson's story wasn't just about fame and tragedy, but about control, exploitation, and a reckoning that came long after the music stopped.